Welcome to Drawn from the Word. I'm Sarah Cunnington. Did you know that pain is one of the 7 basic criteria used to establish whether matter is inanimate or animate? In other words, to prove it's alive. Despite this vital God-given role, pain is an unwelcome visitor at the best of times and even less welcome when it takes up permanent residence. So, how do we as Christians deal with pain? My grandmother had her first ever headache at the age of 99. Despite this remarkable feat, she was not unfamiliar with pain. After all, she'd borne 4 children in the days before epidurals. Then, just as she was widowed, she began to suffer from a crippling arthritis that would eventually confine her to a wheelchair. But she'd never before had a headache. What was perhaps more extraordinary was her reaction. Once she'd recovered, she didn't complain. Instead, she wheeled herself out of her room and apologized to my mother and to me and, I guess, to my long-dead grandfather. She apologized for all the years that she had silently condemned the 3 of us as malingerers for the fuss we made about our migraines. I'm still impressed at her honesty and her humility. She showed me that pain can be a teacher, and one of the most important lessons it teaches us is to be sensitive to the suffering of others. Some people are blessed by having a high pain threshold. Others are not so blessed. If their pain threshold is low, they will suffer more. But curiously, it's people who don't feel pain at all who are most at risk. Because they're unaware of their injuries, they don't seek treatment, and they can end up losing limbs and becoming seriously disabled. The Bible is very upfront about the pain of the human condition resulting from the fall. The books of Job and Ecclesiastes deal graphically with the harsh reality of pain, illness, loss, sin, suffering, and the anguish of the soul. The Bible is also clear that being a Christian will not automatically protect us from such unpleasantness. We too may have to suffer grief in all kinds of trials, just as it says in 1 Peter chapter 1, because we inhabit a fallen world in fragile mortal bodies. This doesn't mean that God doesn't heal. Throughout the Bible, we see where God has stepped in or reached down to heal. He is still doing it today. He heals, comforts, and renews us. I've experienced his healing, but I've also experienced how it feels not to be healed. When we find ourselves in this place, we shouldn't feel condemned, nor should we accept the condemnation of others for our supposed lack of faith. Yes, there are times our faith may falter, but what we need then is to encourage one another to keep our eyes focused on Jesus, because he is the author and perfecter of our faith. We also need to remember that he has already experienced all our pain, already walked with all our grief and suffering. He will walk with us now if we call out to him to strengthen and sustain us. No wonder we're exhorted daily to consider him who, being found in appearance as a man, humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Philippians chapter 2. Jesus prayed in this way: Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. God's will was that his dearly loved Son go to the cross for us. And sometimes, for some reason that for the time being only God knows, his will for us is that we embrace the cross with Jesus. Let's not be afraid to do just that, knowing too that our healing will come. We have his promise in Revelation 21. He will wipe every tear from our eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. He will make all things new. Thank you for joining me. I hope this has blessed you. I hope this has encouraged you. Bye-bye for now.